Every bracelet that you wear makes a statement, and it's a positive statement. It's always a positive statement.
Well, I wear it because I know it's for a good cause. And I feel like a lot of people don't really know what it's for. I think of my friend who has cancer, and I think about all the struggles he's gone through, and I just hope that no one ever has to go through what he has to go through.
For cancer research, and it's a good cause.
Every day I have something to wear that reminds me that I'm doing something really good on this campus.
There are people out there that are having a hard time, and you can go out and you can make 5 minutes of their day better just by going out and doing something kind.
Whereas some researchers, once they've sort of tested their theories, are quickly responded to by pharmaceutical industries to further develop their research. But what ACS does is makes that initial investment early in a researcher's career.
That's how our lab got started, because we got some really substantial funding from ACS. And after that, we mainly apply for grants from the National Cancer Institute and the National Institutes of Health now. So we are trying to identify these carbohydrates that are on the cells and see how they change when someone has cancer, so that we can better identify when someone has cancer to diagnose something like prostate cancer or to diagnose breast cancer.
My father was diagnosed with cancer. He had cancer in his colon, which had spread into his liver.
And also my boyfriend got diagnosed with a stage 3 Wilms tumor, and it moved to stage 4 throughout our time together, and he ended up passing away.
I'd been sitting at this meeting an hour earlier and listening to survivors speak and listening to people that had participated in Relay for Life speak about how cancer affects everyone. And I sat there thinking, you know, I've done work with kids that have been affected by cancer, and I've known people affected by cancer, but within my own family, personally, I really hadn't been that strongly impacted. And then an hour and a half later, I get over to my dad's to find out, you know, that my whole worldview on that has changed.
In my life and in his life, a lot of people bolted, like they left, because they didn't know how to handle it. It was just too difficult to deal with, especially at our age. We're supposed to be invincible. I mean, you know, we're only 22, 23 years old. I mean, we should be able to fight the world.
Getting involved with Relay when I came to college, a couple months after my dad's diagnosis, was something that I knew I wanted to do because I needed to be involved.
I remember just it was really special too, because he knew French. And I remember there was this little girl there one time at Scottish Rite down there, and he was about to get radiation. And people come from all over the world to get treated there. And so he went down and they were speaking French, and he was trying to speak French to her too to make her feel better. And he would constantly spend time just encouraging the kids, you know, like, you're gonna make it. He'd go up to kids and just be like, you're gonna make it. You know, I remember that just meant so much to them. You could see their eyes light up and see like their parents. It meant so much because he had it too.
Cancer is essentially never really won until you stop living your life the way you always lived it.
Kind of cancer, you'd be kind of think this is weird, but I never really wanted to know. It wasn't malignant, I know that, but it was a pretty good sized tumor close to my brainstem.
So school was largely the thing that just sort of kept me going through the entire system, and as a result, like, it never became such an issue for me. Like, it was cancer, and it was weird to be losing your hair in the middle of classes, but it was never something that I let just stop my life.
The hardest time was the 5 days before, like, getting diagnosed, and then like that's really the worst time. I mean, I couldn't even begin to tell you what it would be like to actually have to go through chemo and have that process.
I remember going to Relay my senior year in high school and being in the survivor walk, and I talked to this one little girl who was next to me, and she couldn't have, I was 18 at the time, this girl couldn't have been much more than 12. And we were just talking about what sort of cancer we had, and she said she'd gone through leukemia. And I said I had gone through just this tumor, and she was like, wow. And I said, it's really not that big of a deal. It's not half as big of a deal as what you went through. And she said, but cancer is cancer. And that's something that's always stuck with me. And cancer is never really about life ending. It's a pause. It's an awkward pause in life.
I think life is a celebration, whether it's the beginning or the end.
And I think as long as you're celebrating and you're looking for the good, you're doing okay.